The alien fleet filled the sky above the distant blue planet. Thousands of massive warships floated in perfect formation, dark and sharp like metal monsters. For the aliens, this was not a difficult war. They had conquered many worlds before. Every battle ended the same way, total victory. On the planet below, alien ground forces prepared for the final attack. Cities burned in the distance. The defenders had already lost hope. The aliens laughed through open channels, confident and proud. This world would fall like all the others. Then something strange happened. Alien scanners detected a signal far beyond the edge of the system. It was not moving fast. It was not hiding. It was simply there. One object. No fleet. No support ships. Just a single contact drifting out of deep space. At first, the alien commanders ignored it. One ship meant nothing. Could be a traitor. A lost vessel. A mistake. But the signal kept coming closer. As it approached, sensors began to fail. Long-range scans returned nothing. Short-range systems showed only darkness. The object absorbed light instead of reflecting it. It was large, larger than any alien battleship ever built. Silence spread across the fleet. The ship finally appeared with the naked eye. A massive human warship slid out of space like a shadow. Its surface was dark, smooth and scarred by old battles. No bright lights. No warning shots. No signals. It did not rush. It descended slowly toward the battlefield. Alien commanders tried to lock weapons. Targeting systems failed. Missile bays refused to open. Energy weapons powered down without command. Engineers shouted in panic, unable to explain what was happening. Communication channels filled with confusion. Orders were repeated. Nothing worked. The human warship did not fire. That made it worse. Fear began to replace confidence. Some alien captains remembered old stories, rumors about humans. A young species. Quiet. Patient. Dangerous only when pushed too far. The warship moved closer. Fighter squadrons were launched in desperation. They rushed forward, weapons hot. As they crossed an invisible line in space, every ship shut down. One by one they drifted lifelessly, silent and powerless. No explosions. No debris. Just silence. The battlefield that once roared with weapons and voices went completely quiet. Even the planet below seemed to hold its breath. The human warship stopped. It hovered above the alien fleet like a judge waiting to speak. For the first time in countless wars, the aliens felt something new. They were not in control. And the humans had not even begun. Inside the massive human warship, everything was calm. No alarms sounded. No officers shouted. Human crew members stood at their stations, watching silent screens filled with alien ships frozen in space. They had trained for this moment for years. The human captain looked at the battlefield without emotion. This was not a fight. It was a lesson. Outside, the alien fleet struggled to understand what was happening. Engineers tried to restart engines. Weapon crews slammed controls again and again. Nothing responded. The ships were alive, but they were blind and powerless. Alien leaders argued across broken channels. Some demanded an attack. Others demanded retreat. But escape was impossible. Space itself felt heavy, as if the human warship controlled gravity around them. The humans had studied the aliens carefully. They knew how the alien technology worked. They knew its limits. While the aliens focused on bigger weapons and louder battles, humans focused on control. The human warship released a pulse, silent, invisible, and gentle. It spread across the fleet like a wave. Shields did not break. Hulls were not damaged. But every system that relied on energy slowed down. Time felt wrong. Alien ships began drifting closer together, unable to correct their movement. Small collisions happened. Panic grew. The aliens had never faced an enemy that did not attack directly. Then the human warship finally spoke. A single message appeared on every remaining alien screen. The voice was calm and clear. This war is over. Power down your weapons. The message repeated in every known alien language. No threats. No anger. Just certainty. Some alien commanders laughed nervously. One ship fired a desperate energy beam. It vanished before reaching the human vessel, fading into nothing. The human ship did not respond. Instead, it charged a weapon. The energy buildup lit space with a soft blue glow. Sensors screamed warnings. The aliens prepared for destruction. The human captain chose a target far away, an empty moon with no life. One controlled shot was fired. The beam touched the surface, and the moon broke apart silently, turning into glowing dust. No explosion. No sound. Just proof. The battlefield froze again. Even the bravest alien leaders felt fear. That weapon was precise, controlled. It was not made for rage. It was made for endings. The human warship powered down its weapon and sent one final message. You may leave, or you may stay silent forever. Across the fleet, one by one alien ships powered down. Weapons went offline. Shields dropped. Pride disappeared. The humans watched patiently. They did not rush victory. They had already won. The alien fleet floated in silence, powerless and confused. Thousands of ships remained frozen in place, their lights dim, their crews afraid to speak. This was not how wars were supposed to end. There was no final charge. No glorious battle. Only waiting. Alien leaders gathered through emergency communication links. Pride burned inside them, but fear burned hotter. They had ruled space for centuries. No enemy had ever stopped them like this. Some commanders demanded one last attack. They believed honor was more important than survival. Others argued that fighting was useless. The human warship had already proven its strength. The debate ended when the humans revealed the truth. A new message appeared across the fleet. This time it included images. Ancient battlefields. Destroyed alien armadas. Wreckage floating in empty space. The recordings showed different species, powerful empires, each defeated in the past. The aliens realized something terrifying. These were not human losses. These were human victories. The human voice spoke again, steady and calm. You are not our first enemy. You will not be our last. We learn. We adapt. We endure. The message continued. The warship above them was not unique. It was one of many. Entire fleets waited beyond known space, silent and watching. Hope broke. Alien crews stared at their screens in disbelief. Their strongest weapons were outdated. Their tactics were useless. The humans did not fight for glory. They fought to finish wars. Some alien captains tried to escape anyway. They forced power back into their engines. For a moment it seemed to work. Then space bent. The ships slowed, stretched, and stopped. Gravity folded around them like a cage. Hulls groaned under pressure. Crews screamed as systems failed again. The human warship did nothing more. That was the breaking point. One alien flagship transmitted a surrender signal. Then another. Then dozens more. Across the battlefield, symbols of surrender filled the darkness like fading stars. Weapons shut down. Shields vanished. Commanders bowed their heads. The humans did not cheer. Inside the warship, the crew watched quietly. They understood what this moment meant. A war without bloodshed was still a war won. The alien leaders sent one final message, their voices weak and defeated. We stand down. We accept your terms. The human captain answered with a simple response. Wise choice. The battlefield remained silent, but the meaning had changed. It was no longer the silence of fear. It was the silence of acceptance. The war was over, and the galaxy would never forget the moment everything broke. The battlefield remained quiet as the alien ships drifted in surrender. Their weapons were silent. Their engines were still. For the first time in their long history of conquest, the aliens had lost without a final fight. The human warship stayed in position above the fleet. It did not chase fleeing ships. It did not demand punishment. It simply waited, calm and unmoving, like a guard watching over the stars. Human commanders sent instructions with care. Alien vessels were ordered to withdraw in small groups. Safe paths were opened through space. The humans controlled everything, yet they chose restraint. On the planet below, the surviving defenders watched the sky in disbelief. They had expected destruction. Instead, they witnessed salvation. Cities stopped burning. Sirens went quiet. People looked upward, seeing the dark shape of the human warship for the first time. News of the event spread across the galaxy at light speed. Empires listened. Traders paused. Ancient races who believed themselves untouchable felt something new. Respect. Inside the human ship, the crew stood silently. No celebrations. No cheers. They understood the cost of war even when no shots were fired. Humanity did not fight to dominate. Humanity fought to protect. Before leaving, the human captain sent one final message. It reached every alien world, every fleet, every hidden station. We seek peace. We do not conquer. But we will never allow destruction to go unanswered. The message carried no anger. Only truth. The alien leaders accepted the terms. Borders were redrawn. Treaties were signed. The war that should have burned entire systems ended in a single day. As the human warship prepared to leave, smaller escort ships emerged from hyperspace. For a brief moment, the aliens realized how alone they truly had been. This single warship was only the beginning. The vessel turned slowly and moved away from the battlefield. Space closed behind it like calm water. The silence returned, but it was different now. It was no longer the silence of fear. It was the silence of understanding. Across the galaxy, stories began to spread. Not of a great battle, but of a moment when everything stopped. A moment when a single human warship arrived and changed the fate of worlds. From that day forward, no empire underestimated humanity again. Because the galaxy had learned a simple truth. When humans arrive quietly, victory has already begun.